Hey guys, back with another Maplestory video here. This time, huge PRs on my Demon Slayer. In this video, I kind of just want to talk about why I love my Demon Slayer so much, why I think it's one of the better classes in the game if you're thinking about re-rolling, why I think it also has a lot of potential for endgame. It's also good for, it actually has pretty decent support and promising V4 as well. Huge burst coming up with the V4 skill. I'm going to talk about all of that. But in this video, I'm just going to kind of showcase just the beauty of the Demon Slayer, right? Just look at the skills. Don't look at everyone else's skills. Look at the Demon Slayer, the Cerberus Chomp, the Demon Awakening, the Snake. One of the reasons that I fell in love with the class in the first place is just the aesthetic. What it looks like. I remember playing PC and Blue Blood was such a huge skill. It wasn't up 100% of the time like it is in mobile. The mobile version is even better than PC, than it was. And it's just, I think Demon Slayers are in a good state. They've been a little underwhelming for a while, but they've gotten a few rebalances. Their lines got rebalanced. Their skills got rebalanced. And you can see there's a lot of skills on that have cooldowns. If you notice in the top right below the Lotus HP bar, I put my buff tracker there. So it's sort of in the middle. And I'm pretty used to it by now. A lot of my skills are on my second page of my skill wheel, but I changed it for specifically for Demon Slayer to only do, I think, cooldowns above 30 seconds. So they still have quite a bit of cooldowns, and their main one is Demon Awakening, which is a 45-second, yikes, that there, 45-second duration and a 90-second cooldown. And this is one of my favorite changes for the class in general because it just allows for, it's still good burst. Now, it's not the 60-second burst. It used to be 90 seconds uptime and 3-minute cooldown. And so the 60-second like guild content burst isn't as high, but just the frequency of having the cooldown, the skill up, and it just allows for more, I feel like it just allows for more consistency, and it's better in long runs because you're not tied down by if you, for some reason, there's RNG in the bosses where you aren't able to do DPS during your burst window. You still will have it up quicker than normal, than you would before. And that just makes it feel a lot more fluid. Even doing dailies, I feel like the skill is always up. And one of my issues with the Paladin right now is that the Echo, like if you're Divine Echo, you die during Divine Echo, or you something happens where you can't attack, you're doing maybe this purple phase in Lotus, or you're managing orbs in Damien, you lose a lot of your damage. It's just such high peaks and huge valleys of damage difference when you have Divine Echo up versus when it's down. And for Demon Slayers, the burst is pretty good, but it's just not as steep. So even the lows are still pretty high. And one of the things I like about Demon Slayer is that they have so many survivability skills. They have iframes. They actually have 3 iframes, which is pretty good, and it's diverse. And they also have a little bind here. But so they have a 10-second iframe on a 90-second cooldown, Dark Metamorphosis, which is, in my opinion, a better version of like Dark Sight, for example. It does also reset with Time Leap, which is huge as well. They also have their V3 common, Impenetrable Skin, which is a 3-second iframe on a 60-second cooldown when you have it level 30. And then they have a Ravenstorm skill, that red skill, the middle row far right skill that I have. It's actually a 30-second cooldown. It's like a 1 to 2 second iframe. It's sort of like a Nightwalker's hyper skill or a lot of Cygnus Knight's hyper skills where you're in iframe the entire duration of the skill, and it's on a 30-second cooldown, and it actually heals you 50% of your HP. So it's actually an insanely strong healing skill. So I like to use it before. You'll see I'll use it. I'll use it quite a bit in Damien, where if I'm dying in orbs, I'll just use that. If I also can use it to help control the direction of the dive in Damien every single time, since it's such a short cooldown. And I mean, it's just a nice rebalance to the Demon Slayer. Before it was just a heal, it wasn't an iframe, and Demon Slayers were really lacking sort of survivability. But since that skill got rebalanced into a heal iframe, and we got our V3 impenetrable skin, Demon Slayer's survivability toolkit is just absolutely insane. And I think one of the most underrated and probably unknown things about Demon Slayer is that, one, we have self-heals. So like Demon Avengers, demons are able to self-heal, kind of leech, as long as they're attacking. But also they have a skill called Leeching Aura, which is also a party heal. So you'll see kind of the heals that I got going on, 8, 9, 1, 3, and then you'll see a little 40k heal pop in and out here and there. See the 40 kind of in the background. It's every 5 seconds, and it's 25% HP of my HP. There, I use my Ravenstorm to avoid dying there. But it's 25% of my HP every 5 seconds. So as long as I'm attacking, you'll see it's going to pop up. You might not see it right there, 44k, but it's for the entire party. So it's huge, absolutely massive, and sort of underrated and misunderstood because it doesn't show up on healing charts. It's kind of bugged. I talked to Rubito about this. It's bugged where it doesn't show up on healing charts, but we're actually healing the entire team 25% every 5 seconds, which, I mean, that is just, that is pretty unheard of. That is, I mean, arguably better than Bishop's heal, maybe even, because you can be away from the boss. You can be out of range from the Demon Slayer and you still get the heal, right? It has a pretty wide range. So that is one of the underrated benefits of having a Demon Slayer. It's not just about the damage, it's also about that support skill. And they just don't die. I mean, I survived there because Hourglass, but they just have so many tools in the toolkit. I just love it so much. And if I had to choose, honestly, I tell people all this time, like people ask me if I had a choice between Paladin and Demon Slayer, if we had a big time DPS Paladin that we could put in our main team, I would be playing my Demon Slayer. I would be back to it. But the biggest reason why I re-rolled to Paladin was because we didn't have one to begin with. And there is just, unfortunately, the way the game is played, you need a Paladin. You need some sort of Paladin. And having an alt support Paladin is great, but having a DPS Paladin is just such a game changer. They obviously do a ton of damage, but they also, are more required for their res, their synchro, their echo, and all the support that they provide. And so, unfortunately, my Paladin is going to be my main forever. Maybe not unfortunately. I love that class, but that's just how much I love Demon Slayer. Because it is just such a fun, underrated class, and just look at it. When you can do full transparency on the graphics, it's just iconic. Like when you have Demon Awakening up, you have the wings on top of the wings that I got. I mean, that is just so awesome to see. And this is actually my first hard Damien run with the new team. I swapped my Paladin on this main team, and you'll see I'm around 21.4 mil cap. And so I'm definitely not putting out the same DPS as my Paladin, but I have about 170, just under 180k HP. So you'll see how well Paladins do survivability wise. I'm also going to be altars, and just how much, if it's possible to, do decent DPS with low cap, with under 190k HP, right? And so, no surprise, our team is absolutely stacked, and we just absolutely crank. Jeez, sub 9 minutes. We lost Edward and my Paladin on this team and swapped it out with Edward's Paladin and my Demon Slayer, and we still cleared pre in less than a minute in phase 1. That is, the team is just absolutely cranking. Warren finally gets to showcase his Sia damage a little bit. But one of the best things about Demon Slayer is I can just stay on the ground the entire time. Right here, I just can rotate through and control that dive, which is so underrated and important in Damien with my Ravenstorm. Now all I have to do is stay to the right of the boss, not get hit by dashes, have a good aggro going, and Demon Slayer does just fine. And you'll see, look at all the self-healing that I have. And I'm also healing the entire team. So I think if you look at Homeless Knuckles' point of view on his stream, you'll see that I actually was able to heal him up there when that orb was on top of him and when his PE wasn't charging, wasn't healing him full. My Leech Aura was actually able to heal him up a bit. And then if you didn't see right there, we even have a skill, Demon Lock, that is a teleport that has no cooldown, and I'm able to get back on top of the boss instantly, which just is another reason why my mobility, I just love the mobility of Demon Slayer, where I can beat orbs far left, and then when I need to, I can just teleport pretty much half map, 3/4 map back to the boss instantly, and I can still use the blink if I need to fly up and things like that. So I got great mobility. You see I'm on altars here, and I think I'm just going to teleport over. Demon Lock. No, not here. I'm just going to wait for these. Yep. So Demon Slayer is doing okay. DPS isn't great, but I'm more of the altar duty, fulfilling my role here. And I think I followed. Yeah, perfect. Was able to dodge that blue hand and reposition the dive. So nice here. And this is actually unfortunate. Our bishop around the DC ran out of internet and actually threw off this run a ton. I think she was dead for a long time. She's just standing there. So we know she's off voice chat. And I think we end up, Tornado, of course, unfortunately goes right on top of her and she eats Tornado and dies and ends up rebranded. And I think it just sort of snowballed a little bit from there. But yeah, you see I was able to heal up right there with Ravenstorm. We're sort of in a weird spot. Find the opening. Altars. We didn't get that one because the blue hand fell on top of us. So, and Arandi was one of our altars as well. So we're in a weird spot with Rotted, without one person on our altar team. Had a few deaths, a little uncharacteristic of the team. But you can see the Demon Slayer is still doing decent DPS with all the chaos. Definitely not a smooth run by any means. But yeah, you can see Blink over, Chaos Lock over, Altars in the middle. Just spending a lot of time not doing DPS. But still a lot of fun. A lot of fun being able to survive on its own. I love having classes that have iframes, that have skills, self-heals. I just love self-heals where I can just, survive on my own. Not rely on other support classes or party heals or things like that. And if I know how to play the class, I know what to do in the situation, I can actually, I'm able to use my V3 there to survive. The orbs, my HP was going down. I still have my other iframes available. So I'm just able to rotate through all of that. And I think even here, if I'm dying, you can see that. I just used my Ravenstorm, was able to heal up just enough to survive. And I think we're going to be in a weird spot. Yeah, there. Use my Dark Meta to kind of control that dive. Wasn't the greatest spot. But yeah, you can see our Bishop is still dead. I think she just got back. And so a little chaotic in the middle. You got Popcorn coming. But the Demon Slayer is doing not half bad. Definitely thought I'd be doing 8th or 9th DPS. We even missed stunned here, so we weren't able to get World Tree. So you see my HP's going down. Altars, was able to heal back up with Ravenstorm. But yeah, I mean, as I say that, we died. But as you can see, Demon Slayer is pretty fun. Like, even I'm not even attacking, but watching the Lotus run, watching the Lucid run, watching the Damien run, Demon Slayer provides good DPS, good party heals. Oh, yeah, that was a... You can see it's starting to fall apart a bit. People are dying. We're getting branded. Dashes are getting left, but... Yeah, we're going to get branded again there. But I was able to get back on top of the boss, do a little bit of DPS here. And I just got to pay attention to my health. This is definitely not ideal. Yeah, we didn't get that altar either. But yeah, I think Demon Slayer, if you're looking for a class that's very self-sufficient, actually has pretty good bursts, has good cooldowns, has good survivability, mobility, actually has a party heal that helps support the team, I highly recommend Demon Slayer. I would put it up there, not on the same tier as Paladin. I think the DPS of Dawn Warriors are a little bit better because they have better bursts, but I would say they're on par. One of the reasons why I like them over Heroes, even though Heroes may be a little bit better DPS, is because of their survivability. Just strictly the self-heals, the party heals. And I would say that they're top 3 warrior, at least, in my opinion. Very fun class, very mobile, a lot to do, a lot of buttons to press, and just, aesthetically pleasing. The graphics, the animations are just awesome, and their V4 is just something, is going to be even better. It's going to be a very good burst, so excited. Hope this kind of showcases Demon Slayer a bit. There's a lot of fun, hopefully more content. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.